minute. Okay, we are live. So, welcome to Tamarah's Closet today. I'm super excited to have a very different kind of artist today with me because I believe it takes a lot of skill to do what this man does, but I believe there's an art form to it as well. I see an artist at work, not just skill. And this man has been a very successful bull rider, and in 2022 he gained great notoriety, winning the world champion title. So I'm super excited to have him. He also now is on the Carolina Cowboys team of the PBR, and well, I'm hoping we'll let him explain a little bit of what all this is at some point. And I learned of him watching a very wonderful documentary on Amazon Prime called The Ride. And today I want to welcome Daylon Swearingen to Tamarah's Closet. He's joining me from Texas. So can you still hear and see me, Daylon?
Oh yeah, yes, ma'am, I can.
Okay, I really am excited to have you because the whole show that I saw on Amazon just lifted my spirits. I guess I was just wanting something new and exciting, and what I liked was the camaraderie that you have on there, and how you all kind of become a family. But we'll get to all that. I want to go ahead and kind of start with your background a little bit. Did you actually grow up on a farm, Daylon? And what is your first memory about farm life?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. My mom has always had horses, and I've always been riding horses as long as I can remember. My mom was a barrel racer and a trick rider, so she kind of always had horses around there, and started riding sheep and stuff at a really young age, um, and then moved to New York and lived with my grandparents and my grandpa, he always had a couple cows around and horses, and um, so I've always been on the back of something as long as I can remember.
Yeah. How old were you when do you remember what age you were when you first got on a horse? I guess your mom put you on when you were little, but
Oh yeah, like super little. Like we don't even remember, some of the pictures and stuff. But I remember riding around with my mom, and we had a little pony and um, a a paint horse. I can't remember the paint horse's name, but it was a paint horse, and we just rode them horses around, and that's kind of just what we did.
cool. I mean, I would have loved that. I really would have. I'm such a huge horse lover, and I love the country. Do you remember, when lots of times little kids will state what they want to be when they grow up? Do you remember, did your mom ever tell you anything that you said you wanted to be or?
Oh yeah, I mean we've been wanting to be bull rider. I've been wanting to be a bull rider ever since I was little. Me and my brother, we used to have little rodeos on the trampoline. Uh, we'd ride each other, and we anybody that we could try to pretend that they were a bull, we would try to get them to pretend that they were a bull so we could ride them.
That's amazing that you wanted to do it since you were a child, though. I think that's really great. I don't think I had that vision of what I wanted to do that young. I think I wanted to be a vet, but I didn't do that.
Yeah, yes, no.
So did you go to a lot of rodeos, I guess, when you were a kid? And
Yeah, I think this is a lifestyle that kind of more or less chose, just kind of chose me. Kind of, I'm very thankful that God brought me up in a family that was always around rodeo, and um, my dad ended up producing rodeos, and so we were at a rodeo. By the time we were 14, probably 12, we were at a rodeo every weekend. Um, for till I mean I'm still at a bull riding every weekend. So uh, it's a busy schedule, and I think I've always been busy. And in New York, it was cold in the wintertime, so we didn't do a lot of rodeoing then. But uh, normally every day in the summertime we were doing something with it.
right, yeah. But did you you your mom was a trick rider and a barrel racer. Does she still do any of that or?
Yeah, my mom still trains some younger horses, and she still goes to barrel races and stuff. She doesn't do any of the trick riding anymore, but she does do the barrel racing.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. I recently photographed some people at a big show up in Virginia, and I found a great passion in it. And I thought, wow, I wish that was something I had done because I think it would have been fun. Um, but did so your passion though when you were growing up, when you were little, was your passion more about bull riding, or are you just as passionate about horses as well?
I would say most of my passion has always been for bull riding. I enjoy riding horses. When I was younger, I rode bareback horses and saddle broncs in the rodeo, but kind of just transitioned over just to bull riding and just kind of like I raised cattle and so yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So do I guess it was your mom that taught you how to ride, or was it your dad, or?
Oh yeah, my mom taught me how to ride horses, and my mom will still try to tell me how to ride bulls. But it was my dad, and my grandpa, and um, I've had numerous coaches help me. There's just so many people that have helped me get to the place that I am today, um, and I'm very thankful for that. And my mom always put me around the right people, I guess.
Yeah. So it sounds like your parents were very supportive of it, not worried at all about any of the danger, or if or wouldn't have mattered you wanted to do it. Or it's
Yeah, I
just
think my mom wanted us to be passionate about something. So as long as we were passionate about something, nothing else really mattered. If we were pursuing stuff and staying out of trouble, I guess.
yeah. So has it kept you out of trouble?
To a point.
Well, what do you think it was? I know, and you may not remember. Why do you think you really wanted to this as a career? Do you know? I mean, was it?
At that young of age, I don't really know. I just kind of always grew up watching bull riding and doing it, and then just kind of went to the junior high finals, and um, I wasn't very competitive at the junior high level, and I told myself I wanted to be competitive. I'm a very competitive person in anything I do. Uh, so came back that next year and just really started working hard and kind of saw where I was at in the world and I wasn't where I wanted to be in my bull riding career and so I've been working ever since to try to be the best bull rider I can be.
Right. I mean, I think that's awesome. It sounds like you're very focused. What do you remember your very first ride riding a bull? What was that experience like?
I can remember my first bull that I was got on, my first big bull. I can't really remember like my first junior bull and steers and stuff like that, but my first big bull, like it, getting on a bull and getting on a steer is two different things. When I first got on that bull, like they actually have muscles and they're an athlete themselves. And we just jumped out there and turned and I kind of went on to the side and I was just hanging on for dear life.
Did you get on a mechanical bull at all or you just went right to the bulls, didn't you?
Yeah, you can get on the mechanical bull, but a lot of times the mechanical bull feels nothing like a real bull, and it just kind of creates bad habits and stuff. So I just kind of stay away from that uh, and just try to get on the right bulls, and that's the biggest thing was getting on. I got on the right bulls when I was younger, and not bulls that were too much for me. I mean, this is a sport where once that gate open, anything happens. So
Yeah. So when you say steer versus bull, is that just the bull is more muscular, or is it actually what's the difference there?
yeah, a steer is a castrated bull, and they kind of just like they get more fatter. They don't really, they don't put the muscle on. They don't have the testosterone or whatever a bull
Okay.
has through
Yeah.
it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Because there's okay, they have that at the farm that I keep my horses at, but I didn't know that there was a yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. It's just like a gelding with a horse, but
Yeah.
versus a stallion.
Yep.
So, so let's see. And was there ever, okay, when you first started, when you really just realized you wanted to go professional, was there any fear in you at all? I mean,
I wouldn't say there was a fear. I mean, anytime, I think for me, um, when I was 16, 17, I was making a pretty good living riding bulls for myself. Um, with that being said, like I went to school in Carthage and Carthage, Texas, and at that time is like I got around to be in Texas. In New York, you can make a living doing it. It's just there's a lot more rodeos, a lot more bull rides to go to around here. Um, and so I wouldn't say it was a fear, just because I never let that be an option. I never let failure be an option. I knew this was how I was going to make my living, and so that's what I've been doing ever since.
I think that's amazing. I've always wanted to try one of those mechanical bulls, but that was a long time ago. I don't have. I'm riding a horse for some kids I train on, and he will buck. But
Yeah.
the first time he did it with me, I was like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, this isn't fun at all. So,
Yeah.
of course, you're a lot younger than me, so it probably doesn't hurt as bad. But
Yeah.
so you practiced in the beginning on steers, and is that why your family raised them, or just for that, or?
No, my family actually produced rodeos, so they would supply the bulls and the bucking horses and the roping steers and stuff like that to the rodeos. And so we were always kind of going and producing rodeos. So I see both ends of from the entertainment side to the actually competing side.
Right. Now, what's the biggest difference in riding a bucking horse than the bull? I mean, do they compare at all, or?
No, not really. I mean, that bull, he's going to chase you after you get off of him. The horse normally doesn't chase you. Uh, but just kind of the way they move, it's bulls normally spin, and horses normally just jump really high in the air, and they have a lot of power. They both have a lot of power. But yeah.
Yeah, but I imagine the bull's just going to have even more because of the size, I guess. But how much time did you have to put in riding bulls to really develop the skills, and also when you share what you think is the most important skill a bull rider needs to learn?
Yeah, I've been practicing all this for 24 years, and I think the biggest thing is just the mind, having a strong mind. I mean, it's only 8 seconds we're going out there and riding a bull. Then we have all week to think about that one bull rider, so it's a tough, kind of tough deal. Your mental game has to be on key all the time. You just got to be firing on all your cylinders. But I think toughness and mental game is once you kind of figure out the fundamentals, it's just you can never put try and toughness into somebody. You can always teach somebody how to ride bull, educate them on how to do it, but the toughness is, there's very few and far between that really kind of separates. That's kind of what separates bull riders, I believe.
Right, and that was something I thought about too, because you put so much time into it, and I mean, there's pain involved. Obviously, it does. I know I've come off of horses and it hurts, and I'm not coming off really because of bucking. It's because they're spooking or something. But if you, when and you're out there and your ride is only 8 seconds, when you're on them, does that 8 seconds feel like it's in slow motion, or does it go fast? Or
I mean, it normally doesn't go fast enough, but but no, I think sometimes it kind of happens fast for me, and other times it's just kind of happening. But most of the time, I get off and I kind of know what happened. I definitely know what happened when something went wrong. I was like, okay, yep. Once I thought about it, um, but most of the stuff's just happening really fast. I mean, most of the time, if I'm thinking on a bull, I'm normally going to be laying next to him within the next two jumps, just because of, like everything happens so fast on that bull. I got to be reacting faster than him countering his moves.
yeah. Can you usually tell when you're about to come off? I mean, can you feel it like before it like
Yeah, there's different aspects where, like, if you're kind of right at the, like right at the end, and you can definitely feel like you're way behind. Then there's sometimes that it's like, bam, what happened?
yeah. Well, when you hit the ground, when you come off, what's your what's your first reaction? I mean, you're obviously scrambling to get a. How do you know which way to go when you're disoriented like that?
Um, you just keep moving and get out of there. And there's great bullfighters that got our back, and we know that. So that's a big thing. Knowing when you get off, you have a great bullfighter going to step in there and distract the bull. So you just do the best job you can to get away from them.
Right. Yeah, imagine. So you've already sort of answered. You said the most important qualities you need is a mental thing, or is there anything else that someone real to become a bull rider? Because this is obviously isn't a sport for just anybody. I mean, is it mainly just guts and courage, or
Yeah, I think it's just mainly guts and courage, and just being the best you can be. And um, it's a big, if you ain't tough, this sport ain't for you, because that you get in some binds, and sometimes it works out, and sometimes you're gonna be hurt. That's just kind of this sport.
yeah, one of the things I was rewatching some before this interview the other day, and a couple of things where, or actually it was just on YouTube, I think, and it was when you get your hand caught up in there. Has that happened to you? Because that looks scary to me.
Oh yeah, there's times when your hand gets kind of caught up in there. With the style of, with the way I keep up with my equipment and everything, my hand doesn't normally do that very too often. But just like I was saying earlier, having great bullfighters, and I eliminated that on my mind right from that point.
That's
And
good.
so yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, good. Yeah, and this is something that I was trying to understand when I was watching the show, The Ride. There was someone, and I don't remember who it was. They were talking about one of their rides, and the they said the bull. I think they said it normally goes to the right, and for some reason it went to the left. Is why did they typically go to the right? And have you had one just flip up and do the complete opposite on you, or?
Oh yeah, I have for sure. Um, I think as bulls get smarter, I mean, bulls always have one dominant side, just like anybody. Everybody's left-handed, and some people are right-handed. Uh, with that being said, it's just kind of whatever they are feeling. And as the smarter they get, if I have a little bit of weight on the left side, that bull's going to go right and try to get me off. I mean, these bulls feel one fly on their back, and they can twitch that spot and get that one fly off that one area. I mean, these animals are incredible athletes, and as they learn how to be better, you know, you we just kind of got to learn with them.
Yeah. Do they kind of have a lifespan of their career where eventually they've been used so much you have to get rid of them, like retire them because they figured it out?
No, I think there's always a bull that can be ridden and stuff like that. Um, and but bulls definitely do get retired. They definitely do lose a step every now and then at a certain age, just like we do. Um,
Yeah.
and that's what. And then they go breed cows and help the next generation of bucking bulls.
Yeah. Yeah. They go have fun.
Yeah.
So, okay, this is something I'm really curious because whenever I've watched it, when I was watching the documentary and everything, um, what's going on in your mind when you get on that bull? I call it in the gate, the bullpen. Is that what you call it, the bullpen, or I know
Yeah.
that's a baseball
The,
term.
the buck and shoot.
The buck and shoot. Okay, well, that's what it's really called. All right, I know that was a baseball term, so I'm sorry.
No, you're
But
good.
when you're in that buck and shoot and you're sitting there, what's going through your mind? I mean, I know you're not in there long, but how do you prepare yourself for when that gate opens?
You try not really to think about it and just kind of go through. Like I always have a routine that I do, and I just try to go through that routine and try to get out of there as fast as we can because it's pretty unsafe in there. I mean, you're surrounded by steel on both sides, and there's always stuff. There's you put that big of an animal in one area. You just that's just kind of an unsafe zone. You kind of want to get out of there as quick as you can. So as soon as you get in there, you kind of want to do your business and get out.
When it opens, are you spurring them the minute that gate opens, or are they
Yeah.
just naturally?
Oh no, like they're naturally doing that. Like I'm just trying to hold on with everything I got.
Yeah. Okay. Well, one thing I want to mention too, because I didn't put this in the questions that I caught, which I did not know. I've always loved to go to rodeos and watch stuff like that, but I really didn't know that much about it, and I learned a lot watching the show. And one of the things I learned was that you absolutely cannot touch the bull with the hand that's raised ever, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah. You have to keep your free arm up. Can't touch the bull. You can't touch yourself with it. That just kind of makes it challenging, I guess.
yeah, because I was curious how they score you on an 8 second ride. That's what I couldn't figure out. What are they looking for to give you those scores?
Yeah, so the score comes 50 for the bull, 50 for the rider. We'll go over the bull first. 50 for the bull. How hard that bull is bucking, how far his back feet are extending out, how fast he's spinning. If he changes directions, that's kind of more difficulty. So you're looking for more difficulty with that score. So you don't want a bull that just walks out because you're not going to be any points because he's not doing anything.
Yeah.
And then for me, how well I'm sitting in the middle of them, and if I get off to the side a little bit, they'll deduct me, and if my hand gets close a couple times, or if I do touch them, they'll disqualify me. Um, and you can move your outside leg for extra points and stuff like that.
Wow. So when you say the outside leg, the one closest to the rail, or just the one in the opposite way or the way it's going?
Yeah, normally you kind of spur with your outside leg. So if that
Okay.
bull's turning to the left, then you're going to spur with the right. And
Right.
spurring is kind of showing dominancy, like you have dominancy over that riding that bull.
Yeah. So that's what I was trying to figure out what they were. I knew the arm. So that arm can literally not touch you, even you.
Yeah, it can't touch me or the bull, or it actually can't even touch. Once that gate opens, it can't touch the panels or anything.
That's amazing. I would be wanting to hold on for dear life. So.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what role does the bull play in your performance, and how do you? I mean, do you when you're on there and you got a bull coming and you've never ridden him, or how do you prepare? I don't even know how you prepare for all that. How is because you sort of told us the bull was important for your score. If he's not doing a lot, you're not going to score as high, right?
Oh yeah. Though I mean the Bulls are I can't perform without the Bulls. And so like they're really that's my competitor is the bull. I'm not really competing against any of the other bull riders. That's why we have um so much camaraderie between us because we're all together in it, you know. We're all trying to beat that bull, you know. There is little disputes and battles between riders, but most of the time it's between the bulls.
Yeah, yeah. So, so do you get to pick? I think I doubt you do, but do you get to pick the bulls you will ride it when you're competing, or do you know ahead of time who you're going to ride, or is it a surprise?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Normally we do. It's a draw. So on Wednesday they'll come out with the draw for the weekend. It's computer drawn, random, and so let's just say that the bull riding is a Friday Saturday event, and then so there'll be 3 rounds. There'll be around Friday. There'll be around Saturday. After Saturday, they'll have a top 12 man will come back and get on another bull, and that's kind of like the short round. That's the bonus, and so that'll be a draft. So however you come into that short round, the 12-man round. So if you're first, you get first pick out of 12 bulls. If you're last, you get what everybody doesn't want to get on. So you kind of want to have a good position going into that weekend.
Okay. And so, who would you say? I know years ago, Bodacious was the big bull that was, who's the Bodacious of today's time? Is there a bull that,
Oh yeah. There's definitely a bull called Manhater. It's the number one bull in the world right now. He's a very very good bull. They've I think rode him twice now, for 93 points and maybe 94 and a half. He's a very good bull, and it's just kind of there's some bulls that you want to get on in that championship round, and then there's some that are very hard to ride, and so you just definitely want to get your pick and get whatever you want.
do you hope you get to ride Manhater?
Oh yeah, I'd like to get on Manhater. Casio Diaz has rode him twice now, and he's made great bull rides. The bull is very very electric and loves what he does.
Wow. I mean, I just have you. Do you? Is there a bull rider that you sort of study that, like a mentor, or like in my profession, I might look. I'm a photographer too, so I might look at other photographers' work that I like from years ago or whatever. Is there a bull rider that you sort of use as a uh, inspiration, maybe from the past or even now? I guess.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I've been watching videos of so many people to just help me be the best version of me. I've watched videos of Jerome Davis, Justin McBride, JB Mooney. I mean, there's just so many names. John Crimber, Jose Victor Leme. Like just kind of you gotta watch them all. Them guys that are winning, you gotta watch them. You just gotta pick up on the little things that they're doing and just keep watching great things.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. What's the most challenging bull you've ridden so far?
I don't really know that question. Uh, they're all different, challenging, different ways. I would say, one of the toughest bull rides I've had, would have probably been on a bull called Mr. Majestic, actually.
Mr.
And that,
Majestic.
that was kind of right at the beginning. He just kind of had weird timing. But yeah, probably my favorite bull out there going is I'm Legit too. I just have a great history with that bull, and he's been a great bull for a long time.
Well, that'll be a good bull for this next question, because I was going to ask you, what do you think makes a good bull for your sport? So, what is it that you like about that bull that you?
Yeah, I think for me that bull, I just kind of have some really good memories on him. I won my first 15-15 on him. He kind of helped me win the world the year I won the world, and he just kind of holds a special part in my heart. But then there's also a bull named Sweet Rose Bruiser, and I think that's probably the overall. He's the goat of bull riding. He's the best there's ever been. This bull, Sweet Rose Bruiser, he was good ever since he was a 2-year-old all the way until his last outs in the PBR.
Yeah, God. During your downtime or in between, when you're not in between competitions, what types of bulls do you get to practice on, and do they compare to the ones you ride when you go to the rodeos?
Yeah, so today I'm actually going to get on some practice bulls here in just a little bit. And I like to get on bulls that are kind of closer to what we're getting on in the weekend, just because, you can get on lesser caliber bulls, but then they're not really getting you ready for where you need to be. There's times when you got to, move around and stuff like that and kind of go to weaker bulls, but I wouldn't say weaker bulls, but just
Yeah.
not as skilled bulls. But today I'll be getting on a couple younger bulls and then one older bull.
Great. Now, in 2022, you won the world title. First of all, did you get to keep that huge trophy?
No, the trophy I never got it.
Oh, you don't get to go. God. So what do you get to keep?
You get a gold buckle, like world
Okay.
championship buckle, and that gold buckle is something I've strived for ever since I was a little kid.
Wow. I think that's amazing. I think I saw a picture of you with that too. So when you won, what was going through your mind? Well, and while you were on the bowl, did you just have this feeling you were going to make it? You were going to get it?
Yeah, I think bull riding is a deal. You have to have the confidence. You have to go to the events knowing that you're gonna ride the bull. It's just like what I said earlier. Not giving there's always a plan B for everything. Bull riding's a sport where you can't have a plan B. You got to go out there with a plan A and a plan A only. And there's only one option when you come off of that bull, and that's to hear that buzzer and then know when you got to get off.
Yeah. So when you won, was that just the most awesome feeling, or were you surprised or?
No, I wasn't surprised. It was just a lot. It kind of took a little time to sink in, for sure. But your adrenaline's high at that moment. There's just a lot of things going on. So yes, ma'am.
And didn't you have an accident and get hurt when you were going? I don't know if it was that same weekend, but I know you had an injury to your arm or.
Yeah. So I've had a couple injuries. I got my head stepped on the year I won the world in 2022. Broke my helmet. It looked very good. God was definitely watching over me. And other than that, just kind of some, like I had a shoulder surgery. I've had a groin surgery. Just little bits and pieces. This sport will wear on you a little bit.
Yeah, and it doesn't stop you though. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so now that you're doing team riding, you still do your own stuff in between. Is there a preference? Are there different advantages of both, or?
Yeah, no, there's definitely. I like them both. There's definitely a good and bad with both of them. team bull riding, you're always around the team. You have a great support team. Everybody wants you to win just as much as you want to win. For me, the only difference is really the gold buckle at the end of the year. With the individual season, it's still there. It's the gold buckle that we've dreamed about ever since we were kids.
Yeah.
Team bull riding, I definitely want to get a gold buckle in team bull riding and share it with everybody and have the joy with everybody. I think it'll prolong our careers. And I think we kind of get on we get on bulls that are more fitted for us. Our coach gets to pick between 5 bulls and 5 guys, and he figure out who gets on who.
Right. And when you got picked for the Carolina Cowboys, are they, tell me how that works. Did they purchase you, or what was that? I don't know how that works.
Yeah, so we actually get drafted, and when we get drafted, we go on the Carolina Cowboys, and I got drafted on the Carolina Cowboys, or I actually got drafted on the Texas Rattlers, and then the Carolina Cowboys did some trading, but you enter a draft, and those teams pick you, and so yes, ma'am. So you're not really assigned to a team, but it's just more or less like that.
Yeah, so it broke up just a little bit when you were saying that. So you were picked for the Texas, say that again. You were first drafted by
the Texas Rattlers. I was, I think, the third pick overall in the first ever draft. And then I think it was the second round, me and Mason Taylor got traded over to the Carolina Cowboys, and it, so you enter a draft, that team picks you, and you're just on that team until you get a new contract or something goes up.
Yeah. Okay. And what was the most challenging part for you riding with a team, knowing that is it a challenge, knowing that others are kind of dependent on you too, or?
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely a challenge having other people. It's a different type of pressure that I wasn't quite used to. It's just a different type of pressure, I guess.
Yeah.
Nothing to say, just kind of something you just had to learn. I kind of had to learn and handle it a little different.
Right. Yeah. But you seem like a big family, so I thought that seemed nice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I love the Carolina Cowboys. I definitely feel like that's where I belong, and that's kind of where my home is.
Yeah, I really, you seem like a good team. What's it been like working with Jerome Davis?
I've worked with Jerome Davis my whole life. I've went to his bull riding schools. I've kind of been around him my whole life, and just kind of with that being said, I kind of felt at home there with him, and he knows kind of what makes me tick, and so he knows how to help me the best he can.
Yeah, that's great. He seems like a really nice man. I've just seen some interviews with him. And you're here once a month, you said, right? Riding?
About once a month, I come out there and kind of hang out and ride and stuff like that. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And do you during that course of the week, you just ride a lot of different bulls together and with the team, or?
Yeah, just work out, study some videos, and stuff like that.
Okay. What advice would you give to someone who wants to ride bulls or wants to get started doing what you do?
I think it's just it's a lot of getting up and dusting the dirt off and just keep putting them Wranglers on and just keep going and trying to be the best version. I think anybody can come from anywhere and go do anything you want to go do. I'm a kid from New York, and I'm a professional bull rider, and New York's not really the place where you think of bull riding. You know, when you kind of eliminate some of the plan B's and plan C's that you have, so you can just go get that plan A, that's a big one.
Okay. And what is it when you're at home on the farm? What's a typical day look like? I mean, are you busy working on the farm, or are you practicing, or both, or?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. I don't get on a whole lot of practice bulls. I'm getting on today. It hasn't been going too good, so I'm gonna go change my luck around. But other than that, I kind of just work and I raise beef and raise some bucking bulls, and so I just kind of piddle with that and work for some people and just kind of enjoy the Western culture, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's wonderful. You got the life. How long do you see yourself continuing to ride? Do you have a plan for the future when you just gonna do
Yeah,
it?
I just want to raise cows and raise beef um and that's kind of what I want to do after bull riding and just see how it all goes.
Yeah. What's your favorite part about what you do?
My favorite part is probably traveling, going all over the world, and just being in those big arenas, Madison Square Garden, um, Los Angeles. Those really cool, iconic venues, and just hearing how loud it gets, and just riding bulls and doing what I love to do.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. So it's not hard for you to be on the road then. You like that part.
Oh yeah, yes, fam.
Yeah. And when you do get to come home, what do you look most forward to about being at home again?
I love being home. I'm a homebody. Um, I just kind of enjoy being outside and doing stuff like that. And kind of on the weekends, we're normally inside quite a bit. But just being home, doing what I love to do. Um, but I do actually apologize. I gotta grab a phone charger really quick. My phone, I guess, is
Oh,
dying a little
go
quicker
ahead.
than that.
Go grab it. Go grab it.
Okay. All right. I have to do a little rearranging real quick. I apologize about
Okay,
this.
that's okay.
Can you still see me pretty good?
Yeah, I can. That's fine. You're good. And when you're at home, I guess one thing I was curious, do you spend much time riding horses when you are at home? Because I've seen pictures of you on a horse, so.
Yeah, no, I do spend a lot of time riding horses, and I've been spending more time kind of riding bareback lately. Um, I think riding a horse bareback is kind of like the closest simulation to riding a bull like that you can get. Um, you can get on the mechanical bull and it's gonna spin and kind of do weird things, but the way that those horses and bulls move underneath you, I feel like me riding a horse bareback and I ride with a saddle when I'm going to do something. Kind of
Yeah.
hard to ride a horse and do something bareback, but I do ride quite a bit of horses, and I think it kind of just keeps your groins and everything feeling good.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good. I don't ride bareback like I used to. But is it hard to be in a relationship when you're traveling? Don't you have a girlfriend, or does that
I actually don't have a girlfriend.
you don't? Okay.
Yeah. So I guess maybe to answer that question, it is maybe hard or isn't hard. I don't
Yeah.
really know.
Okay, okay. Well, I thought you did for some reason, and so, but I was curious how that works when you're gone a lot, because it sounds like you're gone every weekend or whatever. But So right now you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, will there be more of the show, The Ride, on Amazon? Do you know, or because
Yeah, I don't know that answer. I definitely knew it was a big hit, and I'd love to see it again, just to kind of show people more about what we do and a little bit more in depth, maybe, where everybody can kind of see what we got going on.
yeah, I think it was good. I hope they'll do some more of it because I learned a lot, and I was excited to see that you come to Winston. Um, that's just 30 minutes for me, so I want to
Yeah,
go for sure. Yeah, so that's exciting. Well, I really have. I think we've covered everything, Daylon. I'm really excited that you were able to take the time to be here. I could keep you here all day because I'm just fascinated with what you do. And I want to thank you for being here. And I'm looking forward to continue to follow you and see how things go for your future. Is there anything you want to mention or, that we didn't cover or something you want to announce that we didn't talk?
anybody, I think just anybody, if the PBR or if it's around y'all, I think y'all should definitely come. I think it's uh, come see us ride some bulls and enjoy it.
Yeah. Do you get to see Richard much, Richard Childress? Because isn't he responsible for starting the team riding or
Oh yeah, he definitely does have a big part in the team bull riding. He is a part owner in the Carolina Cowboys, and um, he's done a lot for me, and I'm very thankful for him. Uh, and definitely come see the Carolina Cowboys in it's actually in Greensboro now. We're in the
oh,
Greensboro Coliseum.
oh
Um,
good.
their second year there, uh, so yes, ma'am.
Okay, awesome. That's great. So I want to thank the viewers for their continued support and make sure you share the replay of this interview on your social media sites, whether you're seeing it on my different Facebook pages. You can also see it on YouTube, and then it'll be streaming on Canyon Star TV. So make sure you check that out. And make sure you watch The Ride on Amazon to learn more about this new team bull ride in the PBR. It's a really great documentary, and I learned a lot. And join me again soon for more talented people on Tamarah's Closet. To your own success, just keep rocking it and take care, and we'll see you soon.